Alright, what's going on, y'all? Today we are back with another video. So, as I'm recording this video, it's Sunday morning, and today is the final day of the NBA regular season. So that means playoffs is right here, man. I know it's been a long grind this season, but we are finally here. So the whole point of this video, the purpose of the video is I want to talk about the 5 teams who I believe are under the most pressure during the 2021 playoffs. I'm not gonna go in any order, but first off, let's talk about the Portland Trailblazers. Due to the fact that Dame, is in this prime. I do believe time has run out for him. He can only be in his prime for so long. And when I look at this team, I do believe that this team, I don't know how this team can get much better than they are right now. And we call this team a championship contender team. As of right now, I wouldn't. One thing I want to talk about too is their coach, Terry Slots. I do believe that he's in the hot seat, and they don't make a good run during this postseason. I do believe there will be a coaching change. I know the fact that Dame and CJ love him as the coach. He's loved in Portland, but sometimes they need to change things up. They need a new voice, and they don't do good in this postseason. Man, I can actually see a shake up in this roster. Let's also talk about the fact that I know Terry Slots has been there for 9 years, but they only had one Western Conference final run, in 2018. That's for teams ahead of them being injured, etc. And besides that, they had multiple first round exits. They made a second round a couple of times, but besides that, they don't have much, too much playoff success. So at a certain point, you gotta look at this team and say they don't do good this season. What's next for Portland? And right now, I don't know. So I do believe this team is under a lot of pressure, especially their coach. And they don't do good, like I said. I definitely see a coaching change, after this season. Alright, next up I want to talk about the process, the Philadelphia 76ers. As you guys know, the Philadelphia 76ers are the number 1 seed in the East. They have a very good regular season. Doc Rivers have made good changes to this team. They look better offensively, although they can look out of sync at times. They look better on that end of the floor. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league. But as you guys, heard throughout the regular season, new GM Daryl Morey was in the James Harden trade, and the player they're gonna trade was Ben Simmons. So Daryl Morey definitely known for trading players, making changes real quickly. I do want to give him credit for making good changes in the offseason what he had. So he ended up adding more shooting around Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and so far it has been very good. But in my opinion, this team has to make it's time for them to step up in the playoffs. They have to, in my opinion, they at least have to make the Eastern Conference Finals and be competitive in the Eastern Conference Finals. Because last few years they lost in the second round. They had to deal with injuries. Joel out do some time to play out, being missed. Playoffs. So that's a good excuse. But now it's time for them to step up. Both players are. Ben Simmons is not in his prime, but Joel's in his prime. They got enough experience, and it's showtime. It's time to step up. In my opinion, the way Joel Embiid is played, and they don't make a deep run, like I said. Ben Simmons, I can see Dale Murray and the Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid duo. All right, next up we have the Milwaukee Bucks. Everybody know, they struggled there in their last 2 playoffs series. Everybody know how teams defended Giannis, by building a wall. Everybody know that this team had went all in. They upgraded at the guard spot with Drew Holiday. They have 3 max players now. Giannis, Drew Holiday, and Chris Middleton. So this is their core group for the next, for the foreseeable future. And now, this is another coach, in my opinion, if they don't make a deep playoff run, who's in the hot seat. That's Mike Budenholzer. So they got, they got to show up now. They had their 2, run-ins last year, so they got no excuses this year. They made, necessary changes they need to be successful in the playoffs. One thing I do like about this Milwaukee team, they different approach in the regular season. I know they don't have as many wins in the regular season as they had in the last 2 seasons, but this team looked different in my opinion, and I do think this team will show up in the playoffs. But this team had a lot of pressure. Giannis got a lot of pressure. Middleton and their coach. Like I said, they don't make a good run. In my opinion, they have to at least make the Eastern Conference Finals, and they got to be competitive in the Eastern Conference Finals. And if that don't happen, I can possibly see them making a coaching change. So they got to show up now. They had their two, mishaps, two struggles, and now it's time for them to overcome that adversity. So we're gonna see how they do it. I almost forgot to point this out. I know that they extended Giannis to a max, but they have another flame out during the postseason. It's not inherited that a superstar asks, demands a trade, because this is the core. They are locked into this core group, for at least the next 3 or 4 years. So this is the team they're gonna be stuck with, and this is gonna be a very, very important postseason for them. In my opinion, they are under a lot of pressure, especially their coach. All right, next up we have the Brooklyn Nets. This team is under a whole bunch of pressure, in my opinion, because look at who they have on their roster. They have the big three: James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant. In my opinion, this is probably the most talented in terms of offensive force, offensive firepower that I have ever seen. So this is the best big three in terms of on the offensive, on the offensive side that NBA has seen, in my opinion. So this team looks. All right, last but not least, in my opinion, the team who has the most pressure during this postseason are the LA Clippers. Everybody know the way they lost in the bubble last year. Everybody know the epic collapse. They lost a 3-1 lead last year to the Denver Nuggets. And this team has been getting a lot of heat. They was memed during the offseason, due to the fact, like I said, they lost in the bubble. But another player who I think who's under the microscope the most is Paul George, because everybody been getting on him. He's been memed. In my opinion, he has been getting a lot of undeserved hate. A lot of people are saying don't like Paul George. So I feel like a lot of people don't care what they do in the regular season right now. In my opinion, they are going under the radar. They had quietly had a very good regular season, but don't nobody care about the regular season. This team has to perform in the playoffs. And if they flame out in the second round or even lose in the first round, in my opinion, this team has to at least make it to the Western Conference Finals. Even then, they have to. I think, or even you can even take it a step further. They have to make the finals. If this team don't do that, and if they're not at least competitive in the Western Conference Finals, Kawhi Leonard is a free agent this offseason. And if he leaves, this team, this organization is cursed, and they will be set back for a while because they had no draft picks. They traded for Paul George, from OKC, and OKC got a haul of draft picks and the underrated young rising star Shea Alexander. So this team underperforms in the playoff once again. It's a possibility that Kawhi leaves LA. I don't think it's unlikely that he leaves LA, but I've seen strangest things happen. Because Kawhi wanted to be in LA in the first place, but like I said, Kawhi's not here to lose in the second round, to flame out in the first round even. Kawhi's here to win championships. He's a two-time champion, two-time Finals MVP. So they flame out again. He leave. This is going to be a major setback for this organization. So yeah, these are my 5 teams who, in my opinion, are under the most pressure in the playoffs. Let me know in the comment section, do you agree with this list? And let me know in the comments who are your 5, teams who's under the most pressure in the playoffs. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. The regular season is finally over. Playoffs are here, baby. And I'm gonna be back with more videos. Be on the lookout for another video tomorrow where I'll be giving my predictions of the play-in tournament, and I'll be going, giving a deeper dive in the playoff series. So with that being said, I'll catch y'all later, man. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow, man. Peace out.